Tim Top, Durakul Shah, Yuat Biwasamus Patem Top. Greetings, everyone. This is an SF-181 experience brought to you courtesy of, tell everyone your name.
So I'm Karen Babatunde, also known as Pure Fire.
Greetings. So you have done your SF-181, and I've been doing these recordings with people to show that they have a witness that they've changed their race and ethnicity from Black, African American, Afro-Caribbean to white. Now, I'm going to ask you some questions here, and this is going to assist other people who will see this video in the future. Why did you feel it was necessary for you to change your race and ethnicity to white?
Well, I felt the need to do so because having heard of the definition of Black and realizing that what I have learned in the past was a farce, it is important that I do so because the word Black has no standing at law according to Barack Obama. And if I want to have standing at law, I have to change my race and ethnicity to white. So Black means that I would have no freedom. I would not be able to exert myself as an indigenous individual. So I had to change to white in order to attain freedom.
Great, fabulous. So, being that black is defined as an adjective and not a noun, making it an object, how did you feel when you heard Barack Obama say he doesn't consider himself the first black president because the word black has no standing at law? What, when you heard that, or you saw, well, when you saw the picture of him on the Tom Joyner Morning Show, what went through your mind when you heard him say that?
Well, I I was wondering why he said that, but having attended the webinars and learning what Black means, I realized what he was actually saying. Because when you are Black, you are considered a person. Well, the definition that they have is that you're from a racial group, Black racial group in Africa. But there are none because I've done the research and I've not seen any. Hence, he could not describe himself as Black because he's not from a racial group of Africa. So it led me to question what he said, but then having done the research and learning from you, I realized that we cannot call ourselves Black because we are not recognized if we consider ourselves Black.
Right, quite a great answer. So now that you know you have to call yourself white, and so the definition for white is a person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa. When you saw that definition, what went through your mind when you saw that definition for white?
Again, that led me to deeper thinking. So Um, what we learned is that people who are considered Europeans are so-called whites, but now we know that it's the opposite. So they are considered pale and not white because Black means to make pale. So if they are pale, then that means they would be the Blacks. So having heard this definition, it solidified my now informed view of or informed understanding of what it means to be white, because it is critical to know this if I am changing my status from Black to white.
Great. And do you feel that because you've learned this, that would you say it's been a giant fraud from the educational system to politics? when they want voting and they want protesting and they start saying black people. Do you see that it is a giant fraud? Is that how you view that,
It it
or
is both a fraud and a crime because only white people experience so many things like genocide, rape, etc. So it is a fraud because we are deprived of so many things. We are deprived of our identity, um, and our freedom. We have not learned to embrace who we are, and we feel inferior. And especially when it comes on to Africa. When I was younger, you wouldn't even want to go to Africa because all that is displayed are some children with kwashiorkor and all sorts of diseases. They're surrounded by flies. The place is filthy. And so in your mind, you wouldn't want to associate with anything African. But having gone, well, prior to this process and then going through this process further solidify the fact that yes, it's a massive fraud and it's also a crime because we are deprived of so many things. And whatever we have learned, we have to just make clean the slate and be open to new knowledge and apply that new knowledge to our lives.
and so when you call yourself white, knowing that it's not skin color, what went through your mind when you got the keywords, which was to say, can you say I am white? What went through your mind? How did you feel? What did the what did you what was your experience with now calling yourself white? How did you feel?
Well, prior to getting a better understanding or overstanding of what white means, it was really difficult because I just couldn't get it. We have to unlearn all these muting things, what white is, and then know to know that what black is, and now to know that it's no longer black, it is white. But when I came to that understanding as to why I am considered white in commerce, it's it's like a load was lifted off my head because things are now clarified to me. I am able to see the world in a different view. So I try not to associate myself with what is considered black because I am above that. I have elevated myself. So with having attached to white to who I am, I am able to recognize more what's happening in terms of the world and the fact that they are stifling us as not necessarily a race, but as a group of people, because we know the racism situation. But as white individuals, we were being stifled, still are being stifled. And I know that most of the world don't have this information because our education system does not teach these things. But since I have learned this, if anybody is open to learning, I do share. But we know that a lot of people will shun such information and think that we are mad. So,
Well, not while we have the definitions and we have the authorities like Barack Obama, the U.S. Department of Education, Crow, the United Nations, the Center for Disease Control, which is global and international, they use the same definitions. So when you saw that those international organizations are using the same definitions for race, what went through your mind? What did you think when you saw that?
well, that means that the information is replicated. So, um, it's not hidden. And it's obvious that everybody is in agreement with what it means to be white and what it means to be black. But it's just that some of us are not yet exposed to this information, and so we are not able to accept it. But since I am now exposed to it, I have to accept it. So many organizations are presenting the same information. So it must be something that we can trust and accept.
Great. So, is there anything else with that now that you know you are a white female? How do you feel versus when you were a black woman?
Well, um, being black, you feel so limited, but now that you are white or I am white, there are endless possibilities. And even using some of the chants and having this different mindset, it helps so much because I'm able to think differently, reason differently, apply this knowledge to my life so that I can function effectively. So now I feel truly free, even though I've not yet completed the process, but I do feel free and I feel that life is limitless.
Fabulous. And remember the old saying, the truth, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And so, even though you're not finished yet, this is the most important building block of claiming the fact that you are white. And so, for those people that's down in Jamaica, as they call it, Jamaica,
Right.
there's going to be a white renaissance down there because now everyone knows we have to look at the English language and the etymology, the origins of the words. Once we know the origins of the words, you cannot be fooled. So congratulations on becoming a white female. And for anyone else who wants to come on the webinar, all you have to do is send an email to tamaray19@gmail.com or at sakataym@gmail.com, or you can call me directly at 587-712-0639. So much appreciated, Karen, for your SF-181 experience and the renaissance that you went through now, becoming a white female. Have a great day. Kashikadur, kashikadur, kashikadur. White power, white
White
power, white power.